Welcome back to We're Open. Today's guest will be talking all things Reddit. Come join us. Blaine and Swoolly, on behalf of FreeRealms subreddit, thanks for joining us. Diving right in, who were you in FreeRealms?
I went by a few names, but I mostly played as Kylie Thistleheart, Devin Glass Hero 1, and Jason Alpha Wolf Blue 2. I played FreeRealms 100% socially, like I rarely quested.
I don't remember what my old FreeRealms name was. It was like one of those generated names. I was a human male. My favorite thing about FreeRealms is when they introduced the open world combat. I know that's very controversial in the community because a lot of people hate it, but I loved fighting the Sunstone Valley creatures as the warrior.
You're the first I talked to that likes the new combat, which is pretty neat. How did you both discover FRS?
I discovered Sunrise in 2017, but I've been watching from a distance on other revivals before that. I believe I joined Sunrise because of the content creator Noah, who made frequent videos about the project at the time.
I'd been following the revivals ever since the game shut down in 2014. I followed Reconnected and those super early ones. They used to have check boxes of the stuff they got done, and those didn't produce too much. So I was always on top of the projects.
You really witnessed a lot of projects. So Ruel runs the subreddit. How did you get involved in it?
A few years ago, I actually just asked Ruel, but he ignored me. Years later, in like 2022, he randomly pinged me and was like, "Hey, you still interested?"
Ruel approached me in a joking format because I didn't really think he was serious. I didn't really understand the gravity of being a Reddit enforcer and moderator at the time.
Well, you're both doing a great job. By the way, I love the artwork for the subreddit and Discord.
Most of our artwork is from Zendubo. We wanted to have our icon be something that like no other free roam server has used before.
It's really one of my favorite icons. So the subreddit launched February 2013 while FreeRealms was still playable. What shift occurred in it?
So the subreddit was actually made by a user named Knightson around 10 years ago. We had to actually ask Will, and he said that the subreddit was an inactive community by Reddit standards. So in 2017, he filed a request to the Reddit admins to request ownership.
Currently, the subreddit staff is the size of 5. Is that an appropriate amount?
It's a perfect amount right now. The Reddit and the Discord haven't been as active as they once were, so there's really no need for any more or less. But our staff really goes further than these 5 referees. We have a team of moderators that are just as a part of the team.
Have you noticed any patterns in posts?
A lot of the spikes in the Reddit's activities usually happens around big news events. There's definitely been a lot of Reddit posts of people creating stuff for the community.
A lot of the free roams community does come to criticize projects on the Reddit, and there is lots of justifiable criticism as well from people who've just been waiting to play. I think we see a lot of this just because we simply don't delete it if it stays within our rules. Before we revived the Reddit, it was very common for people to get dogpiled on speaking about how they feel, which is like no bueno. In a way, it sweeps things under a rug and doesn't hold people accountable. Of course, on a lighter note, we are happy to see people promoting their free roams content as well. The Reddit was kind of our take at creating this community with open communication, unbiased moderation, and we wanted this space to be all about free roams, the good, bad, and ugly. So with the upcoming of different projects, we adapted to highlight them.
It's great that you're giving these projects recognition. How did the Discord come to be?
The Discord was actually my idea. It is essentially an extension to our subreddit, but with people chatting in real time. We also wanted to cater to people who may not use Reddit all the time.
Having both options is really smart for users that don't have Reddit. So while you're not affiliated with FRS, does it feel conflicting to talk about certain topics like OSFR and TCG?
I would say no, it's not conflicting. We're not affiliated with any projects. Several of our refs and our Discord mods are a part of the Sunrise team, but we're all still really close friends and are able to understand and differentiate our decisions between both communities.
I'm glad to hear it. So what are the challenges of running a community?
Well, we don't really have a lot to work with since we are a community built around a dead game.
Blaine was a huge contributor just to the growth of the Discord and the Reddit itself. Blaine was the mind of a lot of the events. He was the one that pitched a lot of ideas to the group. I'm glad to have him on the team.
That's so nice to say. So what are you most proud of with running the community?
I am super happy I've been able to make a lot of great friends over the last 7 years within being in this community. I've even met up with people.
For me, it's those Reddit posts you get every once in a while, people crawling into the Discords that just randomly happen to stumble across FreeRealms again. And it's so cool to see our community just welcome them with open arms.
I love seeing that too. What's the future of the subreddit?
We're in kind of a weird spot at the moment because currently only a small fragment of the game is out. I imagine Sunrise will bring it back to life with its release. I would personally love it to be a place people could advertise their house parties or fashion shows, events, or whatever it may be.
I hope that draws back life to the Reddit with super cool and niche posts about just people having fun on FreeRealms again.
I don't know what the Sunrise website will look like, but the subreddit really could be a second forum. What do you think of FRS and what are you looking forward to as players?
I'll 100% be playing if it releases. I can't wait to hang out with everyone in game. I've thought about how cool it would be to consistently run into a name you might recognize, like on Discord, because we've had around 6 years to get to know each other.
Are you going to be making more videos?
Probably only meme videos. Might make a little music video.
Along the years, we made a lot of really cool friends. And so that's a huge thing when FRS releases, is just adding everybody and getting to hang out with everybody in game finally. I obviously love combat, so that's definitely one thing that I'm going to gravitate towards when it releases.
Yeah, it'll be really cool to do that again. And we look forward to seeing you in game and seeing where the Reddit evolves from. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having us.
Of course, thank you.
I'd like to thank Blaine and Swoolly so much for joining us. Our next guest was a game designer for FreeRealms. Subscribe so you don't miss it.